Swift scholars, dice rolling dynamos, and role-playing game royalty. It's Professor Gallagher, and in this next series of lessons, we're going to build an app inspired by a favorite game of my youth, Dungeons and Dragons. We'll start with a very basic app using SwiftUI features you already know, but we'll use this as a platform to greatly expand our learning with a host of more advanced SwiftUI concepts that are critical to leveling up your app building game. We'll learn them one at a time, and hopefully by pacing out our learning, you'll be well positioned to really understand these new techniques and to leverage them in your own builds. So our app has 7 buttons for the standard multi-sided dice used in D&D and other role-playing games. Click a button to roll a die, and it's output in a list. Click multiple times, and you'll see all those rolls of a dice type and a subtotal. You can click other dice and have other subtotals for different dice totaled up. Rolls for new dice are inserted in order, smallest to largest, and a badge out front tells you how many dice have been rolled of that type. And you can clear a dice rolling session when you want to restart. To get to this end result, we'll have a lot of big learning, including using ForEach statements to create multiple views, including our buttons and our dice rolling lines, from a single statement. LazyStacks and LazyGrids will be used to fit objects in a device size. ScrollViews will allow our results to scroll on smaller device sizes. We'll learn to add different device profiles to Xcode, and we'll use ViewThatFits to dynamically select the best view for display dimensions. We'll learn to use SwiftUI's GroupBox for card-like presentation of related results, enums and structs for creating custom Swift data types. We'll work with more complex structs, arrays of structs, accessing array properties within an array of structs, and using techniques to find a value in an array of structs. We'll compute results based on a struct's property and sort structs. We'll learn the Identifiable protocol. We'll discuss data scope, pass data from a parent view to a child view. We'll extract data to separate files and separate variables and talk about when to use either technique. And we'll work with animations, including withAnimation and contentTransitions, to make our dice results flip like rolling dice and our numbers roll like an odometer. This is a full update of an app that I've been teaching for years, and I've spent a lot of time adding and reworking lessons to make advanced topics more understandable. I hope you enjoy the big learning. Now let's get hacking.